Okay, so we're backstage at Tower Power sound check, and I've got a very important present here for Rocco Prestia, and I'm going to go deliver it to him right now. So let's go check it out.
Hey.
All right, here's the man himself.
Hey, how are you doing?
I have a present for you.
Ah.
Yeah.
Look at that pretty thing.
Yeah, so I might ask you for that one back and trade you with this one.
Well, see you, old friend.
Trading the old for the new.
All right.
I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. Ah.
It does.
Look at there.
Perfect.
Well, great. Thanks for coming by and dropping that off.
All right,
I
enjoy
appreciate
it tonight. Let's plug it in, see what it sounds like.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay.
I want to talk to you a little bit, Rocco, about how this all came about.
We were playing in Europe, and my manager called me and said, hey, this company, TC Electronics, they'd like to come and, you know, check out the show and bring some stuff down for you to try. And so that's what happened. We developed a relationship, and it kind of went from there. Fine-tuning this thing and making it come around to where I was really, really happy was just an amazing process. You know, how plugs in a computer and stands over to the side and does this and does that and does that. And it's like, really? I mean, it's like what would have taken, you know, probably two or 3 months or something. You know, it took a day and a half, you know. I was impressed of the overall look of it and the simplicity of it, and I was it was like, wow, because I'd never seen anything like it. You know, the cabinets, everything. He sent me like 4 different colors that they had in mind, and I don't know, this is the one I liked, so, and this is the one he liked too, so.
It looks great. Where did the name come from? The Staccato'51.
He said, yeah, you know, Staccato. It didn't hit me at first. It was like, eh. And then we thought about it, gave it a couple of days. And yeah, hey, go with Staccato.
Well, so then you approached it from a player's angle, which is really, I think, what's been really cool.
Well, that's kind of what I am, so.
That is exactly what you are. Which leads me to the next point. I mean, you play with Tower of Power, obviously, and you've been with them from the beginning, I understand.
I joined the band when I was 14. So it was the summer before my freshman year.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't start going by his real name, Francis Rocco Prestia, until like the 70s. But when I met him, he was Frank Houghton, and his family called him Butchie. Yeah. So anyway, I said, you know, I know this guy, Frank Houghton, and I hear he plays guitar. And they were like, really? And I go, yeah. I go, he's a cool guy. I go, he's got really cool hair. And then we had this teacher, you know, named Terry Saunders, great guitar player from the Bay Area. He's still there. And he used to come teach us once a week. And so he came the first time to check us out. And he listened. He said, everybody play for me, one at a time. You know. So Terry looks at him. And Terry was a guitar player, you know. And Terry looks at him. He goes, you need to play the bass. And we all together, we went, what's a bass? And he goes, don't worry about it. You need one.
Yeah, you
And so he took him to the store, and he got a guitar for Jody and a bass for Frank Rocco. And within a week, he played better bass than he did 7 years of guitar.
So you've probably been familiar with the Staccato from its inception.
Yeah, we got the first one actually about 5 months ago, and it's been great for us right from day one.
Nice. So from a bass tech's perspective, what do you like about the Staccato'51?
The simplicity. It's very easy to use, and it hasn't failed for us at all in any way, shape, or form.
And you put it through its paces, I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, we've done just about everything you could to this thing so far. Yeah, you know, as far as space and traveling, and you know, if we're going on a road, you know, a weekend trip, I can throw the thing in a briefcase or my backpack, and you know, it's with us.
What cabinet configuration is Rocco using?
He uses 2 of the RS410s or one of the RS410s and 2 of the RS412s. And he keeps the 212s, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
But the 212s are on the bottom, you know, stacked, and then the 410s on top of them.
What it's like working with Rocco?
It's a very unique experience. He's a very unique player, a very unique personality, and a really good guy.
Nice.
So I enjoy it very much.
What do you think of working with Rocco's new rig?
I love that rig.
Okay.
You know,
tell me why.
It's the clarity that's coming off of there is amazing. I mean, it's just night and day difference from every other amp that we've used. I've worked with them with SVTs, and I've worked with them with Eden and SWR, and it's just, I mean, automatic. You know, we had a little kinks at first with the active pickups, you know, being a little too hot for the inputs, but since we cleaned that up, it's just, I can't describe it because I'm not an engineer, other than an audio engineer.
Yeah, wait a minute.
But however it's going, whatever's happening in his fingers is happening through the cord to the bass head, and it's perfect.
Nice.
I mean, it's tight, it's coming off the stage tight, there's no more of the droning, everything's been gone, it's cleaned up, and so obviously in tower power, precision is you know, what counts and what it's all about, and not having to fight the droningness of the speakers, the cabinets, everything that you've got going on with TC is amazing. I don't know how it happened, but it did.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, so when you get to the gig and you dial them in, it's a whole lot easier, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we got the memories on there, so we've stored a couple. He's got a couple different basses, so we've stored a couple presets for him, and he'll come in and tweak randomly, but he's well within the parameters, and you know, it all flies. Pretty simple.
Because back in the day, he had that Ampeg kind of baby bass kind of sound, you know, the Ampeg thing that was, you turned upside down, and it had a really unique kind of a sound. It was, you know, because Rocco plays in a very unique way anyway, very percussive, and that seemed to kind of add a kind of a more of a percussiveness to, you know, his playing, right? And then, you know, he got rid of that, a bunch of things changed, different instruments, all this other stuff, and that, to me, that sound was missing, you know, and I think for a lot of guys it was too. Then when he got this stuff, you know, now that sort of definition and kind of that kind of punch, almost like sounding like a bass drum in some ways when he ghosts notes, that's back now.
Man, that sounds good. What's that? And he goes, oh, it's TC. And I go, TC, what's that? I knew TC Electronics from my engineer.
Okay, yeah,
you know,
of course.
my engineer, Clark Rigsby, he would always tell me, man, they got great stuff, man, great outboard gear, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know they made amps, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was looking, I go, that's TC Electronics. And he goes, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's what I said.
You know?
TC, same
and
thing.
I go, man, I go, they make great gear. He goes, do they? I go, oh yeah, man. I go, my engineers just rave about their stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I didn't know they made bass amps. So he goes, well, they're making one.
That's our latest endeavor, really.
They're doing a good job.
Cool.
And he wasn't really too sure about it yet. You know, he had just gotten it. He was kind of feeling his way around. And I guess they've made some changes for him since then. But from the get-go, I heard it. I was like, yeah, you can definitely work with this.